Why is ZywOo a much better player than you and me? To answer this question, I will analyze his playstyle on Dust2. I will show you two Faceit matches where he completely dominated the enemy team. In this video, I will present some very important details you can steal from ZywOo's playstyle. These details will help you become a much better player on Dust2. Many things I show you here can even be applied in SoloQ. Let's start with the simplest thing, which doesn't require any skill with grenades, positioning on the map. During the pistol round, ZywOo positioned himself next to a box on city. He uses the fact that in CS, the head is slightly shifted to the right. As you can see, most of his head is hidden behind cover. This means that it would be very hard for the terrorist to shoot him in the head. Now I will show you a simple way to surprise your opponents. The terrorists took control of short and are rushing onto the A side. ZywOo throws a smoke that bounces off the wall. This smoke serves two purposes. You can cover both mid and short. ZywOo heard a terrorist on short, so he positioned himself behind the smoke and got an easy kill. Now let's look at the opponent's POV. The terrorist didn't even notice the smoke, focusing instead of checking A-side positions. Besides the element of surprise, ZywOo was also a hard target to hit. As you can see, only the top of his body was visible, so the terrorist would need to make a flick to land the headshot. In the result, the opponent didn't even hit him. This simple smoke is a great tactic for counter-terrorists. Now let's move on to the next part of the video, taking advantage of the opponent's mistakes. The terrorist threw a poor smoke on city. At first, ZywOo aimed at the double doors, expecting one of the opponents to push towards the B side. The Molotov behind the box had just faded. ZywOo decided to come closer and aim towards the window on B. The terrorist on mid was slightly late in throwing another Molotov on city. This gave ZywOo a split second to scope in and land a beautiful flick on the terrorist in the window. He knew one opponent had to be close on mid since he'd just thrown a Molotov on city. So he aimed to the right side and got an easy kill on the terrorist. Here is a tip for you. If an opponent stands behind a blue car, you can see his legs. Later in this video, I will show you how to correctly smoke city. Now I will show you a great example of repositioning during round 7. The terrorists are rushing long. The cities are on eco round. ZywOo is playing with a deagle and is positioned on A side. He turns away from the opponent's flash, then picks aggressively from the left side of the bomb site. He kills a terrorist on ramp and immediately hides behind a box to stay alive. ZywOo spotted a terrorist sniper on the left side of long, so he stayed behind the box to be a harder target to hit. He made a nice flick and killed the terrorist. At this point, look at the kill feed. ZywOo's teammate on ramp just died. ZywOo probably got an info or saw on radar that the terrorist was openly positioned on long, so he picked white at this spot and with another clean flick got the kill. Notice that the terrorist had the bomb on his back. If ZywOo hadn't picked long, the terrorist might have gone to B. Right after the kill, he picks up an AK and checks two positions, city and long, expecting the last opponents to come help his teammate. ZywOo guesses that the terrorist was probably lurking on mid and would come from short. He ends the round with another fantastic headshot. After this round, I want you to remember 3 things. Move all the time, keep changing position to be a harder target, and don't be afraid to take risks. Eco rounds are a good chance to take more risks, because even if you lose, you will play a full next round. Here's a cool way to surprise City's AWP. At the start of the round 22, ZywOo's teammate boosted him in dark. This way, ZywOo caught the enemy sniper off guard and got a kill. To make sure he hit the shot, he uses double zoom. Let's look at the City's POV. As soon as he saw ZywOo, he died without even getting a chance to react. Since we are on the topic of snipers, I have a simple way for you to get more kills on the A side as a terrorist. In round 23, ZywOo and his teammates rush long. A city on bomb site kills 2 teammates with a deagle. ZywOo jumps on the blue car. You're probably wondering why. By being on the car, he can see more of the enemy's body and can easily kill any cities running between boxes. This position also makes it easier to spot and eliminate cities near short or close to the ninja spot. Now I will show you a simple but very effective teamwork example. Let's start on the counter-terrorist side. The terrorist threw a smoke on city. ZywOo's teammate is near the mid cabby and ZywOo is behind the smoke on city. You may wonder why he is aiming at the smoke. You will find out in a second. His teammate on mid dies, and ZywOo perfectly scans through the smoke to get a trade kill. This round shows how pro players have precise knowledge of every part of the map. I will now show you a simple but powerful grenade setup that can deal a lot of HP damage to the terrorists. You need one teammate for this tactic. The player with the best spawn for long buys a Molotov and throws it into the double doors. The second player buys a nade and throws it in the same spot. If the terrorist AWP tries to stand in the flames and aim at long, he will lose a lot of HP or even die. Besides taking away around 50 HP, the nade will also slow down any opponent trying to escape. ZywOo picked long and nearly got killed by this setup. This tactic is also a great way to stop a rush on long. Just in case, you can ask a third teammate to throw a flash behind you. I have one more tactic for taking long. ZywOo often throws a smoke at double doors on long at the start of the round. To throw it, press W, jump and left mouse button. The downside of this smoke is that it takes a while to land. Let's look at round 7. The terrorist sniper has the best spawn. As you can see, he has time to kill a city on long. If multiple opponents try to rush long, they will probably ignore the smoke. That's why, along with the smoke, ZywOo threw 2 flashes. In round 10, the terrorist sniper picked long alone and, as you can see, backed off after taking 1 shot. To increase your chances of taking long, you can also throw a molotov behind the blue container along with these grenades. Let's move to the bomb site B. At the start of the round, ZywOo throws a molotov and then a flash into the tunnel. He then crouches behind the barrel and lands a nice flick shot on the terrorist. Let's look at the opponent's POV. The flash's purpose was to force the sniper to fall back. This allowed ZywOo to safely aim and gain an advantage over the terrorist who didn't even have time to react. Additionally, ZywOo positioned himself behind the barrel. From the terrorist POV, only ZywOo's head was visible. This is a great way to gain an advantage early in the round. Now I will show you a clever way to surprise opponents with a molotov. The terrorists have taken the B site. ZywOo's teammate is on the wooden platform next to the window. ZywOo throws a molotov at this spot. Thanks to this, his teammate got an easy kill. The cities likely thought it was just a standard molotov to delay the retake, so he didn't expect a terrorist to be there. I suggest you practice this molotov before to avoid accidentally burning your teammate. Let's go over a few useful grenades that ZywOo often uses on T site. This will make it much easier to take control of specific part of the map. Starting with taking long. Right after the round begins, ZywOo positions himself at the edge of the wall. He then throws a smoke by jumping and clicking the left mouse button. The smoke lands at the corner of long quite quickly. This way, you can focus on checking positions on the right, such as pit or platform, without worrying that a CT on the car will spot and kill you. The counter-terrorist might still position himself on the edge of the smoke, so along with the smoke, ZywOo throws 2 flashes for his teammates. These grenades will make it much easier for you to take control of long. You've probably been in situations where a teammate threw a poor long cross smoke. ZywOo stands by the right corner of the blue container, then clicks the left mouse button. As you can see, the smoke lands perfectly, without leaving any gaps on either side. Here's another version of the smoke. ZywOo rushes long with his teammates, hacks the right wall, and throws the grenade with a left mouse click. This smoke also lands perfectly. Since we are already on long, I will show you a flash that can help your teammate take A site. It's best if your teammate run close to the wall on the left. This way, cities would have to expose themselves to see them. ZywOo aims at the center of the darker building, then jumps and clicks the left mouse button. He throws this flash as his teammates are about to reach the smoke. Let's look at the POVs of the opponents on the side. The first city only saw ZywOo on long and started shooting at him. ZywOo's teammate had an easy kill since the cities didn't expect him to be there. The second opponent saw the flash and had to turn away. At that moment, the terrorist picked out and got a second kill. Here's another simple flash for long. After planting the bomb, ZywOo throws a flash for his teammate. As you can see, the city gets fully blinded, allowing ZywOo's friend to get an easy frag. Now let's move on to mid. I noticed that ZywOo often throws this amazing smoke. He positions himself in this place, crouches, jumps, and clicks the left mouse button. This grenade lands on the top edge of the double doors, covering all of mid. This stops cities from getting information at the start of the round and allows for a fast catwalk rush to A. However, this smoke can be tricky, so I recommend you practicing it before playing Face It or Premier matches. ZywOo knows another very useful smoke for mid. He crouches behind the Xbox, then jumps and clicks the left mouse button. This smoke has 2 advantages. First, since there is no gap at the top of a smoke, a city on the other side won't be able to spot you when you are running to B side. Second, if a city decides to pick from the smoke by the double box, you will see them easily and can take them out. The only threat might be a city boosted by the double box, so I suggest throwing a molotov in that spot. On the city side, ZywOo has also a few effective grenades. Let's start with a simple smoke for short. He stands on the ramp behind the box and clicks the left mouse button. The advantage of this smoke is that you are safe behind cover, so if terrorists rush short on timing, they won't be able to kill you. Let's move to the next example. ZywOo is on B and his teammate is on mid. He aims at lower part of dark element, steps back and clicks the left mouse button. Since the flash explodes just behind the wall, terrorists won't have time to turn away. HE grenades don't have to be complicated to damage your opponents. During round 14, terrorists rushed B. ZywOo and his teammate each bought a grenade and threw them off the wall. These grenades are a great counter for Ace City, playing close to the tunnel. As you can see, the opponent lost almost 70 HP. Here is one more simple example of teamwork. The city is by the elevator, so ZywOo and his teammate threw HE at that spot. As you can see, the opponent lost about 60 HP. Grenades can also be used to gather info on enemy positions. The terrorist smoked off the double doors on mid. ZywOo throws a simple HE into the smoke. However, remember that this move is a bit risky, so it's best to have a teammate or teammates on short to support you. You can also throw a grenade into the smoke to assist a teammate with an AWP on mid. Now I would like to tell you about something important. Look at the scoreboard. ZywOo's team is losing 3-9. ZywOo has only managed to get 8 kills. Now take a look at the scoreboard at the end of the match. As you can see, even the pros have rough halves, but they still stay motivated and focus on the game to win and make impressive stats in the second half. Thank you for watching until the end. Click on the video on the screen to see an analysis of ZywOo on Inferno. Leave a comment on which map you would like to see in the next video. See you in the next one. Bye!